the word is the most important thing in any form, either it is in printed form or in written form. The word is very important. But in the digital era, the word has to be processed properly so as to record it. Okay. These are the basics of word processing. Word processing is the operation by which written, verbal or recorded information is transformed into typewritten or printed form. A word processing system can produce a wide variety of documents including letters, memoranda and manuals rapidly and at relatively low cost. The precursor of the modern word processing system was developed in 1936. This device consisted of a kind of automatic typewriter called an autotypist that could store and reproduce simple documents. The autotypist used punched paper tape for its storage medium. In 1964, researchers at the International Business Machines Corporation called IBM produced the electric typewriter, a relatively high speed automatic typewriter that had a magnetic tape, data storage unit and retrieval device. The development of electronic digital mini computers and microcomputers during the late 1960s and 70s gave rise to faster word processing systems with greater capabilities. A typical advanced word processing system consists of a laser printer that is linked to a computer. In many such systems, the input terminal consists of an alphanumerical keyboard and a visual display composed of cathode ray tube CRT or LCD. The visual display enables the keyboard operator to input and also check, edit or revise the information to be entered. The text of the document, including all corrections, additions and deletions made by the keyboard operator, is recorded by the computer. When the final draft is ready, the operator prints as many copies of the document as required. The information can also be stored in the computer for later retrieval. Word processing software. Word processing software, sometimes called a word processor, allows users to create and manipulate documents containing mostly text and sometimes graphics. Millions of people use word processing software every day to develop documents, just letters, memos, reports, fax cover sheets, mailing labels, newsletters and web pages. The word processing software includes basic applications designed for casual or home users and powerful advanced applications capable of meeting the most demanding needs of professionals. All word processing software provides at least some basic capabilities to help users create and modify documents. Some of these features include the capability of changing the shape and size of characters, changing the color of characters, applying special effects such as 3-dimensional shadows and organizing text in newspaper style columns, defining the size of the paper on which to print and specifying the margins. Most word processing software allows users to incorporate many types of graphical images such as digital pictures and clip art in documents. A major advantage of using word processing software is that users easily can change what they have written. For example, a user can insert, delete or rearrange words, sentences, paragraphs or entire sections. Current word processing programs also have a feature that automatically corrects errors and makes word substitutions as users type text. For instance, when you type the abbreviation, the word processing software replaces the abbreviation with the phrase as soon as possible. Word processing software includes a spelling checker which reviews the spelling of the individual words, sections of a document or the entire document. The spelling checker compares the words in the document with an electronic dictionary that is part of the word processing software. Many word processing software applications are designed for use as part of a suite or integrated group of word processing, spreadsheet and presentation programs. For example, Microsoft Word, probably the most widely used processing software, is part of the Microsoft Office suite, which includes Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation program and Excel spreadsheet program. Corel WordPerfect, a less widely used but very popular word processing program, is part of CorelDRAW's WordPerfect Office suite, which includes Quattro Pro spreadsheet software and presentations multimedia slideshow software. Some word processing software is available as shareware for a relatively small fee or as freeware at no cost. For example, YaWrite, a basic fill in the blank word processor designed for people who do not want to deal with formatting tasks, is available as shareware. OpenOffice.org is a complete office suite that includes a powerful word processing program, Writer, which is intended as an open standard vendor neutral alternative to proprietary word processing programs. Most word processors include the same essential word processing functions and a variety of more advanced features for document production and formatting. Word processing functions. Using a word processing application software, the user can create, edit, format, save and print documents. Important word processing functions can be grouped into the categories of input, manipulation, formatting and output of text. Text input. When you create a document, you enter text or numbers, insert images and perform other tasks using an input device such as a keyboard, a mouse or digital pen. If you are using Microsoft Office Word 2007 to design a flyer, for example, you are creating a document. Typically, text is entered into the word processor from a keyboard. Other input methods include copying text from other applications such as from hypertext markup language HTML documents, email messages or online encyclopedias and pasting it into a word processing document. Scanning printed documents and using optical character recognition OCR software to convert the scanned documents into text characters. Using voice recognition software to convert spoken words into text characters. Text manipulation. To manipulate a document means to make changes to its existing content. Text manipulation refers to the processing or the editing part of word processing. Word processors provide easy methods of deleting, inserting, copying and moving individual characters, words, phrases and paragraphs, even entire pages of information with a few clicks of a mouse button or with keyboard shortcuts such as Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl X to cut and Ctrl V to paste and insert text. Text can be automatically checked for spelling and for conformance to basic grammatical principles as the text is entered and edited. Find and replace feature. To find and replace feature in a word processor allows the user to search for every occurrence of a particular character, word or phrase within a document and replace it with a new text. Automatic correction and automatic formatting. Most word processors also include automatic correction and automatic formatting of common errors and mechanical conventions as text is entered from the keyboard. For example, commonly misspelled words can be automatically corrected as soon as the misspelled words are entered. two spaces entered after the end of a sentence can be changed automatically to one space. A lowercase letter beginning a new sentence can be capitalized automatically. Proper typographic quotation marks such as smart within quotes or curly within quotes marks and apostrophes can be inserted automatically instead of the straight typewriter style quotation marks entered from the keyboard. Fractions and other symbols can be formatted automatically as their keyboard equivalents are entered. For example, when a fraction of 1/2 is entered as 1/2, it is changed to the symbol half, 2 hyphens are changed to a long dash, and C is changed to copyright. Text formatting. When users format a document, they change its appearance. Formatting is important because the overall look of a document significantly can affect its ability to communicate clearly. Examples of formatting tasks are changing the font size or font style of text. Automated formatting. Word processing software typically includes wizards or help features to provide automated formatting of documents. For example, a letter wizard can assist the user to properly format a business letter, and a resume wizard can help the user format a professional looking resume. Templates. Templates are another automated formatting feature. A template is a type of pre-formatted fill in the blank document that is useful for maintaining a specific format each time a document is created, especially when multiple word processing operators are involved. A newsletter template, for example, allows a user to enter the text of the newsletter articles, headlines and graphics without having to recreate the newsletter layout for each issue of the newsletter. The most common formatting tasks are typically performed by the user as a document is created. Individual character and word processing. Word formatting includes selection of type size, type style and typeface. Type styles such as italics, underline and bold are easily selected using keyboard shortcuts or by selecting them from the basic font menu. Typefaces. Typeface refers to the look or design of the type. The typefaces are available in thousands of varieties, including such commonly known faces as Times Roman, Arial, Helvetica and Garamond. Paragraph formatting includes line spacing, meaning the amount of blank space left between lines of type, single spacing and double spacing, for example. Paragraph spacing, the amount of blank space that precedes or follows each paragraph. Justification, all lines of the type made even at both margins or left uneven or ragged at the right margin, and indentation such as first line indentation at the beginning of each paragraph. Page and overall document formatting includes setting margins. Typically 1-inch margins are used on the top, bottom and both sides of such basic business documents as letters, reports and memos. Creating columns like those used in a newspaper or newsletter, and creating headers and footers, information such as the page number or a chapter title that is repeated at the top or bottom of each page of a document. Most word processors also provide special layout features for formatting outlines, tables, envelopes and mailing labels. Text output. Once text has been created, edited and formatted into a finished electronic document, it must be put into some tangible form or lasting electronic form to be of practical benefit. That output process usually starts with the saving of the document on the computer's hard drive or floppy disk, a CD or a memory device such as a flash drive. Saving the document, in fact, is an activity that should take place frequently during the creation and editing processes to guard against loss due to problems such as electrical power failure, computer malfunctions, and operator error. Printing a document on paper is the most common output method. The other output methods include faxing a document directly from the word processor by use of a computer modem, sending the document to another person by email, and converting the word processing document to various other electronic formats for online viewing or for eventual printing from other applications. For example, word processing documents are frequently converted to HTML for use as web pages, to portable document format PDF files, and to rich text format RTF files for use in other computer programs, particularly other word processing programs. Advanced word processing features. Although most word processing users tend to learn and use primarily the basic word processing features, numerous more advanced features are available in most word processors to make word processing much easier to complete in less time. Let us discuss some of the more common advanced word processing features and functions. Styles. Styles are user created formatting commands that allow greater control over repetitive formatting structures within a document. For example, using a style for each type of heading in a report will ensure consistent formatting of the headings and will eliminate the need for a user to manually format each heading as it is created. Macros and merging. Macros are stored keystrokes or sets of editing and formatting commands that can be replayed whenever needed. Macros can boost productivity and take much of the tedium out of repetitive word processing tasks. Merging is the process of using lists of such information as names, addresses, phone numbers, product descriptions or model numbers and so on to fill in designated fields or blanks in documents to create mass mailings, address labels, directories and catalogs. Version control. Version control features allow a user to track the various stages of editing that a document may pass through, including versions created by multiple users involved in the creation and editing of a document. Related features such as the ability to track changes made in a document enable multiple users to review suggested document changes and to accept or reject proposed changes. Automatic references and indexes. Documents that include tables of contents, cross references, indexes, footnotes, endnotes and captions will benefit from the capability of a word processor to automatically generate and format these items. Desktop publishing capabilities. Professional looking documents such as newsletters, advertisements, annual reports, brochures and business cards can be designed with most modern word processing software. Graphical images from clip art collections, digital photographs and scanned images and drawings created with graphics programs can be integrated easily into word processing documents. Pages and paragraphs can be enclosed with decorative borders. Background images and colors can be added to pages within a document. Graphical elements such as lines, boxes, arrows and artistic textual headings can be created quickly and easily within most word processing programs. Although word processors are generally not as sophisticated as desktop publishing software or page layout programs in their capabilities for setting type and for working with graphical elements, they can be used to create attractive, professional looking documents that go beyond the basic layout and formatting of letters, memos and reports. Using a word processing program to create designed documents is often preferable to using high end desktop publishing program. However, because word processing users are not required to become proficient in using another program, and because documents within an organization or department are created and maintained using the same application. Transforming objects. You can transform graphic objects as well as groups, text blocks and instances by using the modify and transform options in the application program. Depending on the type of element you select, you can transform, rotate, skew, scale or distort the element. You can change or add to a selection during a transformation operation. When you transform an object, group or text box, the property inspector for that item displays any changes made to the item's dimensions or position. A bounding box appears during the transform operations that involve dragging. The bounding box is a rectangular with its edges initially aligned parallel to the edges of the stage. Transformation handles are located on each corner and in the middle of each side. As you drag, the bounding box previews the transformations. During a transformation point appears at the center of a selected element. The transformation point is initially aligned with the object's center point. You can move the transformation point, return to its default location and move the default point of origin. For scaling, skewing or rotating graphic objects, groups and text blocks, the point opposite the point you drag the point of origin by default. For instance, the transformation point is the point of origin by default. You can move the default point of origin for a transformation. Free transform tool. You can perform individual transformations or combine several transformations such as moving, rotating, scaling, skewing and distortion. Distort objects. You can distort graphic objects by using the distort command. You can also distort objects when performing a free transform on them. The distort command cannot modify symbols, shape primitives, bitmaps, video objects, sounds, gradients, object groups or text. If a multiple selection contains any of these items, only the shape objects are distorted. To modify text, first convert the characters to shape objects. Number 1, select a graphic object or objects on the stage. Select, modify, transform, distort. Place the pointer on one of the transformation handles and drag. To finish the transformation, click outside the selected object or objects. Modify shapes with the envelope modifier. The envelope modifier lets you warp and distort objects. An envelope is a bounding box that contains one or more objects. Changes made to an envelope's shape affect the shape of the objects in the envelope. You edit the shape of an envelope by adjusting its points and tangent handles. Scale objects. Scaling an object enlarges or reduces the object horizontally, vertically or both. To scale, select, modify, transform, scale. Rotate and skew objects. Rotate an object turns it around its transformation point. The transformation point is aligned with the registration point, which defaults to the center of the object, but you can move the point by dragging it. You can rotate an object by the following methods: dragging, with the free transform tool. You can skew and scale the object in the same operation. By specifying an angle in the transform panel, you can scale the object in the same operation. Skew objects. Skewing an object transforms it by slanting it along one or both axes. You can skew an object by dragging or by entering a value in the transform panel. Flip objects. We can flip objects across the vertical or horizontal axis without moving their relative position on the stage. Select, modify, transform, flip vertical or flip horizontal. Restore transformed objects. When you use the free transform tool or the transform panel to scale, rotate and skew instances, groups and text. Flash saves the original size and rotation values with the object. This lets you remove the transformations you applied and restore the original values. You can undo only the most recent transformation when you select edit and undo. You can remove all the transformations by clicking the remove transform button in the panel before you deselect the object. After you deselect the object, the original values are lost and the transformation cannot be removed. Combining objects. To create new shapes by combining or altering existing objects, use the combine objects command in the modify menu. Modify combine objects. In some cases, the stacking order of selected groups, selected objects determines how the operation works. The combined objects commands are union. This option joins two or more merged shapes or drawing objects. The result is a single object drawing mode shape consisting of all the portions visible on the shape before they are unified. The unseen overlapping portions of the shapes are deleted. Intersect. Intersect creates an object from the intersection of two or more drawing objects. The resulting object drawing shape consists of the overlapping portions of the combined shapes. Any part of the shape that does not overlap is deleted. The resulting shape uses the fill and stroke of the topmost shape in the stack. Punch. Removes portions of a selected drawing object as defined by the overlapping portions of another selected drawing object positioned in front of it. Any part of the drawing object that is overlapped by the topmost object is deleted and the topmost object is deleted entirely. The resulting object remains separate and are not combined into single object, unlike the union or intersect commands which join the objects together. Crop. Crop uses the outline of one drawing object to crop another drawing object. The front or topmost object defines the shape of the cropped area. Any part of an underlying drawing object that overlaps with the topmost object remains, while all other portions of the underlying objects are deleted and the topmost object is deleted entirely. The resulting object remains separate and are not combined into a single object, unlike the union or intersect commands which join the objects. Text wrap. Text wrap is a feature supported by many word processors that enables you to surround a picture or diagram with text. The text wraps around the graphic. Now, let us summarize the session. Word processing provides unlimited possibilities for creating a wide variety of documents. Using word processing applications software, the user can create, edit, format, save and print documents. This chapter has described important word processing functions that can be grouped into the categories of input, manipulation, formatting and output of text. Although most word processing users tend to learn and use primarily the basic word processing features, numerous additional and advanced features are available in most word processors to make word processing much easier to complete in less time. These include macros and merging, styles, version control, automatic references and indexes, desktop publishing. The desktop publishing capabilities, transforming objects, modify shapes with the envelope modifier, combining objects, text wrap and so forth. Before we attend to the next session, please try to answer the following questions. Explain word processing system. Describe the important word processing functions. Discuss the more common advanced word processing features and functions. There are a number of books to be referred for this chapter, and particularly the one I recommend is a book published in 2005, Learning Computer Applications, Projects and Exercises, the 3rd edition, Lisa A. Bookey. This is published by Pearson Prentice Hall, New York. The second one is published in 2006, Computing Essentials. This is published by McGraw-Hill in Boston. The authors are O'Leary, Timothy J. and O'Leary, Linda. The third one I recommend is a 2003 publication, Discovering Computers 2004, a Gateway to Information. It is a course technology book published by McGraw-Hill, and the authors are Shelley Gary B., Cashman, Thomas J. and Vermat Misty E. In the last 3 chapters, we have been discussing about the word, how the word is processed, how the types are made and how the types are printed. We are now using the most advanced digital technologies in publishing. The publishing will remain even if we invent new technologies. The typography, printing and word processing are 3 important areas in any discussion about the word. So, let me conclude this session. Hope you have gained new knowledge in these 3 chapters. Thank you.